Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. In this video, we're going to show you how to replace the front brake calipers on this 1996 Chevy Tahoe. Same as most Chevy and GMC trucks and SUVs from this time period, basically 88 to 98. Okay, calipers can need to be replaced because they start leaking or because they get sticky and you can't service the sleeves that the calipers slide on. But the tools you'll need are jack and jack stands, 22mm socket and ratchet or your tire iron, a 3/8 Allen wrench, an additional combination wrench, an 11mm wrench, and then a tube, a small bottle, and some extra brake fluid. Start by removing your wheel. If you have a center cap or the lug covers, take them off carefully. And then if you don't have the benefit of air tools or impact tools as I do, you'll want to start with your vehicle on the ground, loosen the lug nuts, then raise it up, secure it, and remove the lug nuts and the wheel. And you're going to want to loosen this 11mm bolt that holds the line into the caliper. Okay, so you'll want to take a large screwdriver or a pry bar. It helps if you kind of force that piston back in, so I'm taking the screwdriver and prying out on the caliper. Now we want to remove the calipers, and back here there are two 3/8 Allen bolts, one here and then one right down here. I've got my 3/8 Allen wrench. I'm going to put it in, make sure it goes into the bolt as far as possible. Okay. Then I'm going to use a regular crescent wrench and put that on there for some extra leverage. Okay. And then pull. Okay, same thing for the top. And I'm going to fast forward here as I just finished removing those two bolts. Okay, once you've got those bolts backed out, then your caliper comes off. Okay, so take our 11mm. You want to have a catch pan or something underneath because you are going to get brake fluid coming out of here. Remove your bolt. Make sure both these copper washers come off. Okay, now your new caliper, put it right up here. Okay, you want to take your bolt, put one of the new crush washers on it. The bolt goes through from the same side as where your line bends to. Okay, and then you want to put the line, you want to put obviously the other crush washer on the other side. Okay, little clarification here. So the new caliper should come with new copper crush washers. So you put one onto the bolt, then put the bolt through the line, and then put a crush washer on the bolt on the other side so that you have a washer between the bolt head and the line, and then a washer between the line and the caliper. Put the line on. You want the line pointing to where that bleeder valve is. Bolt should go in nice and easy. Okay, tighten it up just a little bit so that it stops leaking. Now use a paper towel or a new rag. Just wipe away the excess fluid. And if you're going to have if you're going to be putting the same rotors back on, make sure you use some brake parts cleaner or mineral spirits and clean off the rotors.
Okay, your calipers can start leaking at any time, so you don't always need to replace the brakes, but as you can see here, we're doing everything at once, so that's why you're noticing new rotors and pads and everything. If you want to see the whole procedure of replacing your rotors and pads, just check out our other videos for doing the front brake job on this truck.
So take your inside pad, put it down in. Okay. Press it in. Your outer pad, take it, and you just kind of slide it. Right down and in. Okay, so just going to make sure these two shafts are back in at their starting points. It looks like they're just set up out a little bit. Okay. Goes right on.
Okay, I'm just going to kind of hit fast forward here, put the bolts through. You might have to move the calipers just a little bit back and forth, get them started, then use your Allen wrench to start them most of the way until you get them seated.
Okay, what I generally do is with an Allen wrench of this size, okay, I basically pull it about as tight as I can with that, which should be about 25 to 30 foot-pounds.
Once you replace your caliper or calipers, then pump your brakes and try and get as much pressure into the lines as possible.
Okay, be sure to check your brake fluid before you bleed, as well as periodically while you're bleeding. Okay, we've got plenty in there right now. Okay, here's your bleeder valve. And take this little cap off. Okay, put a wrench on, 10 millimeter. Okay, counterclockwise is open, clockwise is closed. I'm going to put this, got a little bit of brake fluid in the bottom of a small bottle. Put the hose on there. I've got an assistant in the car. I tell them to step on the brakes, and then I'll loosen this up, and then they'll let go of the brakes, and I'll tighten it back up. Okay, hit the brakes. Okay, and you watch the air come out. Let off. Hit the brakes. And I can see some fluid coming out. Let off. Hit the brakes. Okay, let off. And I'll repeat that for the other side. Now after you bleed them, alright, stand on the brakes. Have your assistant put pressure on the brakes. Check the back side. Make sure you're not leaking at all. Make sure you top off your brake fluid now.
Okay, now we'll kind of speed through, putting the wheel and tire back on. Make sure you do torque the lug nuts to 100 to 110 foot-pounds. And always, after you do work on your brakes, just make sure that you pump them and make sure that they're working before you go out and road test. Just do a stop from 5 miles an hour and 10 miles an hour. Make sure everything's in good order. We hope this helps you out. Brought to you by www.1aauto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. please feel free to call us toll-free 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.